Wow, the Chrono Boost brought us right into the game. And up in the upper left, we've got our red Protoss player from the Team NS Hozo. It is Sage.
It's like the replay went 30% faster during that time.
And down at the bottom left part of the map, we have from the Team Prime, it is BBoongBBoong. It's kind of hard to say BBoongBBoong and sound cool doing it. A little bit of probe harass from Sage. A lot of worker harass in StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
It was, there was some in Brood War, but, you played Brood War.
Okay, man, I'll
followed
tell
the
you.
scene a lot more than I did. Compare the worker harass in Brood War to the worker harass in... Wait, did he just go? Okay, never mind. It wasn't Hatch first. Okay, continue.
If you have a, for example, I played Terran, and for example, you spawn close positions on a map, and your opponent just set a fast probe scout out, and you're like trying to make your command center, and that probe gets in, and you're like, well, what do I do now? And you can't kill the probe because the probe can micro really easily in StarCraft 1. Like, it just actually kills everything. The SCP has 60 hit points, but it doesn't matter because that probe is still going to kill it. No matter how you try to micro, you try to pull it off, halt it, and make it another SCP go. No, it's just terrible, man. Well, this is a tough little situation for Sage. He's trying to get that cannon up desperately here. I think it's barely going to finish, but man, he made 6 Zerglings.
He did. That's okay.
It's alright. As long as you don't make 8. 8 is right out.
That's right. 8 is right out. 6 is fine.
Oh, does he have enough?
He's going to be able to run right in here. Oh, the probes not quite stopping the Zerglings. Might be able to do a little bit of damage
it's like
here.
The probes fight the Zerglings and the probes die. He's like, ha! And he's like, wait, that was what I was trying to prevent in the first place.
Oh, look at that. Alright, so stuck between a probe and a cannon there.
Well, he's stopping a lot of mining time, which is in itself pretty useful.
Well, he's giving BBoongBBoong a lot to think about. He's making him,
giving him a lot to think about.
Stuff. Well, yeah, I mean, you're trying to get your build going, and you have to think about defending against the Zerglings. It's not like
I'm just trying to start a base here,
Yeah.
I've got a lot to think about. I've got Zerglings in here. I've got probes to take care of. I've got a tech to support.
That's right.
And nice probe micro actually pulling some of those weaker ones back.
Yeah, Zerglings will get cleaned up there. And yeah, with one Zealot, he's going to be just fine. If BBoongBBoong is smart, he's going to run those Zerglings right into the main and try to see what else there is to see, but it looks like he just wants to try to kill as many probes as he can. I think he realizes that there's really not a lot in the main to see right now, so that's fine. He's going to get in there anyway. Wow. Oh, no. Wow. Nice snipe. Ha. Ha. You're like, if cannons could be smug, that would be the sound of Wolf's smug cannons. He just kills something, I'm like, huh.
Well, I actually have no respect for cannon rushers, actually.
Oh, really?
I will pull out every cheese from the cheese cabinet.
Okay.
Or the refrigerator, wherever you keep your cheeses. I keep mine in the cabinet, man. They smell really bad, and I pull them out. But I will not cannon rush, okay? I will proxy Void Ray all in, okay? I will 4-gate, I will hide my 3 additional gateways.
Yeah.
I will 2-gate proxy. I'll 3-gate proxy.
Probe sees that 3rd expansion. Really quick one from BBoongBBoong.
But I will not cannon rush, man.
No. Of course not.
Of course not.
When you retire from esports someday, are you going to open up a cheese store and call it Wolf's Cheese Cabinet?
Yeah, man.
Can I work there?
Yeah, of course.
Thanks. Maybe I can be a co-owner.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We can, we can share the stocks, and it'll be awesome.
Wolf and Doe's Cheese Cabinets.
Yeah, man.
That could imply that we're making cabinets out of cheese as well.
Well,
to sell.
We could look into that.
I don't know.
You just have to make sure they don't melt. Now, we could actually make the cabinets have cold. We could actually make them so that you could pump cold air into it, so the cheese will not go bad. If you wanted your cheese to be good.
Ice cold cheese cabinets.
Ice cold cheese cabinets. Yeah. That's actually what we would call it, ice cold cheese cabinets.
Now, if you look at what BBoongBBoong did here, he put his macro hatchery right outside where his 3rd base would be. You see a lot of players doing that on maps like this and Terminus these days. If you're going to make a macro hatch, why not do that? If you're a little bit oversaturated in your main and natural, you can get a little bit more effective mining there, even though it is a little bit longer distance. So
yeah, of course.
It's kind of one of those little things where you see it and you're like, oh, that actually makes sense.
Yeah, it's one of those things where when you see it, you're like, I don't know why people didn't do this a few months ago. It's because this map's been around a while. There's been a lot of maps like this.
Well, that's why StarCraft 2 is such a great game.
Awesome,
because there's always little things to polish, always little ways to improve for these players. Now, we do see some roaches coming out for BoongBoong as well. He did make the roach horn. Robo on the way, as you can see there from Sage.
Yeah, we're going to see some Zealot aggression here like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
That's what he's making that pylon for. And BoongBoong distance mining there just a little bit. Short distance mining, if you will.
If he gets the chance, he's going to put another hatchery there. But
try to target down this hatchery or fight Queen for a few moments.
Well, it is a little bit less protected, but the roaches are out now for BoongBoong. Here they come, and they're going to be able to deal with these Zealots pretty easily. Sage just going to try to target down some drones. Maybe get the Queen if he's lucky here.
The Queen is not microed. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think... Yep, Queen's going to be just fine. All right. But I like this. I mean, a relatively small investment for Sage, and it keeps pressure on his opponent. Gives him time to tech, and look at that, a Warp Prism being made from Sage. Ooh.
Super risky business what Sage is doing.
Yeah.
He's taking up so much. Look at the supply. 102 supply to 59, and that is telling a lot. Of course, most of that is in drones. He's got now
a second macro hatch.
Second macro hatchery.
Oh, wow.
He's got a third base up. He's got basically unlimited larva, and his economy is way better than Sage's.
Yeah, so he's going to just power really hard on 3 bases then as well.
Yeah, I actually think Sage is a little bit in trouble with the build that he's done here. He's got very little army.
His Warp Prism harass is not going to be too effective. It looks like he's going to go for a sentry drop, just try to block off a mineral line and kill as many drones as he can here, I'm guessing.
And this can work in some cases. We're going to find out if this is going to be one of them. He may try to block the natural with 2 force fields, but that's not...
yeah, he could do that.
You know, that's not the best strategy.
Uh-oh, he sees it. BoongBoong responding. The sentries are not going to get there in time.
Yeah, this is not...
Oh no, this is going to be bad. The Zealots are like, is there room for us? And the Warp Prism's like, not really. Sorry.
He doesn't have enough storage, man. He needs to upgrade to the 32 gigabyte Warp Prism.
Oh, he's going down to the natural, though. You can see on the mini-map. He's going to try to do a Warp Prism down at the natural for BoongBoong. Oh, trying to do a bit of force fielding there, but the roaches responded very quickly.
He thinks he's an Oracle, man. That's what he thinks.
He's trying.
I guess he dropped those on the low ground, then force field. No, that doesn't make sense. I actually can't believe he was able to get those sentries out. It's crazy. Well, you know, in the case where you drop the Zealots out, normally you do it in the mineral line so that you know, oh, okay, it's not a good time to warp in the Zealots, but in this case he just lost the Zealots, so he's actually losing a lot here with the harassment and the tech he's trying to go with here. He's not as far behind in supply as he was before, but he's still very far behind. The worker count, he's about 20 workers behind, and BoongBoong's just going to attack. He's like, well, you don't have very many units, and I've noticed this.
Yeah, well, the aggression that Sage has been making has been relatively feeble. You know, not to badmouth Sage already, but it just hasn't worked out. Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Yeah, sometimes it's not. On a map like this, especially, to try to get those late Zealots out to do that harassment is just not going to work.
Now, this is something to definitely worry about. He's got a lot of potential for force fields and things, but he doesn't have a lot of DPS here. He does have to cancel. He did catch the sunset, actually. Oh, he didn't. Oh.
And this is the part where he's like, he's so desperate, man. He needs that Nexus up, and BoongBoong has gotten to that point. And this is like a almost checkmate situation sometimes in this matchup. Look at this. 15 mutas going on in the background. He's just going to keep this hatchery canceling, and eventually when he gets pushed off, that's when the mutas are going to come out.
Yeah, exactly. We've got mutas already building right now. And, this is why BoongBoong set up that second macro hatch as well. Whoa, Zerglings running right into the main. Come on in, guys. Sorry about the mess. Hope you don't mind. Zerglings are going to make even more of a mess, though. Focusing down that pylon. Just trying to do everything they can here.
I like this choice. Yeah. I mean, he's got to do something like this. The problem is, though, Ulyss find hidden bases a lot of the time. In this case, though, there's almost no reason for him to check that location, so I don't think it'll be easy. I mean, it's like a third base location with no rocks. It's like the weird place to hide an expansion.
This is actually one of the best times to do an expansion like this, too, because the game has been so focused on just that side of the map. Nothing has happened over there that your opponent is less likely to think about it. But look at this. All these mutas coming in right now.
He actually might even just be able to kill the
I think he does.
If he chooses to.
I think he doesn't want to dedicate his forces to that quite yet. Or maybe he does. He's realizing now. He's like, well...
Oh, man, talk about indecisive, man.
I know.
He's like,
Wow, well, that's enough mutas to certainly cause some trouble. 4 more on the way.
I can't imagine what it would be like for those mutas to try to decide if they want to buy a black iPad or a white iPad. They're like, I don't really know. I mean, I like white better, but it's going to get dirty faster.
It's like, but then I have to get like a white case, and that's going to get like smudged and stuff.
Yeah.
Decisions. But BoongBoong, once he gets enough mutas, he's going to hit that critical mass where he's going to be able to come in and do whatever he wants. And it's going to be very, very
that
hard
one
for
stalker's
Sage
like,
to stop him.
oh.
It's like, I blinked too far. So right now, if you're Sage, in this particular situation, what do you think would be the best thing to do?
Well, you've got to turtle and defend as best as you can. It's not easy. It's never going to be easy, but he's got to get that maxed out army where he can start putting the aggression on. So he's going to have to pick off mutas here and there. Blink forward, yeah, I was going to say blink forward here. Be very careful. Trade as best as you can. Make sure that you are kind of catching up in supply. Oh no! Whoa. The workers are transferring through Zerglings, and the roaches are here. This is actually a bit of an overcommitment, I think, by BoongBoong with those roaches.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to slow down the army enough, though, where he can kill a bunch of probes. He's going to be relying on the Mutalisks more than anything here, and he's got enough mutas and Zerglings to chase away these stalkers pretty easily, actually. And look at that, he's making a lot more mutas, a lot more lings right now. Yeah, BoongBoong is basically saying, I don't even need roaches anymore.
Yeah, that was an okay trade for him because now he's just killed a ton of probes.
Exactly.
He's going to get out. His worker count's about double that of Sage. The probes are already gone from here, man. They knew what was coming.
Yeah, he might be able to just kill this Nexus, honestly.
Yeah, he absolutely will. And or at least damage it quite severely so he can come back and kill it later.
Yep, he will get it. The blink up will take out a couple mutas.
Those were the decisive mutas, man. They knew what they wanted.
There's more on the way, too. Look at that. BoongBoong expanding all over the place as well. He's up to 28 mutas right now, I believe. Oh, that's not good.
This could be game, man. He loses all those stalkers.
Yeah, well, if he loses the stalkers, it certainly is game. Those immortals that he made now, too, are basically useless because BoongBoong's not making roaches. You can see what BoongBoong is doing. He's using the units that are not Mutalisks to just buy time for the mutas to go in and do their damage.
This is a great map for mutas. There's like a triangle of harass. You go to the top, you go to the right, you go to the left, whichever one you want, whichever place his army is not, that's where you go.
Yeah. He's losing a lot of mutas, though, honestly.
Yeah, he is losing a bit. He's being a bit sloppy, but honestly, it doesn't matter, I guess, at this point.
I think he's actually just kind of trying to trick BoongBoong because he's kept so many mutas back. Look at that.
He wants to trap this army. That's exactly what he wants to do.
Good flank. Force fields are not going to really help him too much now because here comes the other mutas. The Colossi dies immediately, and now that is enough Mutalisks to just fight this head-on. Expect the GG from Sage. Well, unless BoongBoong is hesitant again. He is playing so scared this game.
Yeah, he is. And, I loved his plan, though, with hiding the mutas, because it tricked Sage into thinking, okay, you switch into ground units, I'm going to leave my stalkers home and send my ground unit wrecking force to kill you. And then he was like, bunch of mutas, GG.
Yeah, once the Colossi died, then that was going to be it, for the effectiveness of the ground army at that point.
Yeah.
So, BoongBoong Prime taking a pretty good win against NSOSO Sage. So where does that leave us? That leaves us with Coca 2-1, Oz 2-0, and Bomber, BoongBoong, and Sage all at 1-2. So, at this point, things are starting to kind of look a little bit more clear-cut, but we've got Bomber versus Oz coming up next. If Oz can win this, he will, hands down, take first.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think this may be one of our most exciting games of the day. Oz's PvT is something that, for us, if you're out there, you're struggling with this matchup, watch this guy's play, especially if you want to try something new. This guy is an innovator in this matchup. He really knows what he's doing. He takes a lot of different styles and puts them all together. He knows his timings. So watch this game, pay very close attention to what's going on, and I think you'll learn a lot. It's going to be a very educational game, and an exciting one at that as well.
And 140 character essay on it afterwards. It's due after the broadcast. You can tweet it at ProxyWolf or at GoSudoa. Tweet it at GOMTV too. They like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you guys definitely tweet the three of us. I feel like we just went into the Gobi Desert here with this music for a second. I'm like,
it's like that level on Mario where it's like the sand and you've got I don't know what they are. They're like the tall cactus guys.
Oh, those guys. Pokies, I think is what they're
actually called Pokies?
I think they're called Pokies, yeah.
That's so unoriginal. Well, whatever.
I'm sure they have a more original Japanese name.
Probably, yeah. Well, you never know. Calm Before the Storm is going to be our map. Startail Bomber versus FXO Oz. Coming up next here on the Team Ace Invitational. I am Doa. With me is FXO Wolf. Let's get in the game. See if Oz can clinch things or if Bomber is going to force a bit of an interesting situation here in these last few games.